one of the things that we talked about right before we went off air, you asked for scores. It's like, the more I've been looking at this, I'm not sure they give up a touchdown. I'm not sure they give up 13 points against this team. Because I think, again, what have we said for years on this podcast? Defensive line in terms of defense, if you want to be consistent, if you want to be a team that wins the games that you should win, it starts at quarterback and defensive line. If you have a quarterback where he's going to consistently make the right decisions, you're going to finish every drive with a kick, and your defensive line dominates, you're going to win a lot of games, and you're generally going to win the games that you should win against better teams, or against teams you're better than. I've been trying to figure out, by the way, the last time, I'm still looking through it. I've gone through 2016 now. The last time that North Carolina's gone 2 games in a row without giving up a touchdown.
I think it's 12. I saw it. I think it was Idaho and East Carolina back to back.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
I mean, Carolina's played some bad teams back to back over that span. Now, these 2 teams, I mean, Charlotte and they've been playing
Richmond.
Richmond.
Jeez.
It's been a long weekend already. But these 2 teams, Charlotte and Richmond, are, let's be fair, not good offenses. But they gave up 20 to the same Charlotte team last year. Right? So I think we did see, and what I still haven't seen the all 22 from this one, but we did see in the week-to-week transition and turnover, we did see the progress up front to where they're becoming consistent in terms of being in the right gap, fighting pressure with pressure, being unselfish and occupying blocks. The linebackers are triggering correctly and properly and quickly against the run. There's a lot to be excited about on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, I think, Buck, you're right. Regardless of opponent, this was an A-level performance on the defensive side. And I think it's through 3 games, I think we can fairly safely say that this defense is better than we projected it to be in the offseason. Now, again, you have to adjust for competition, but even adjusting for that, I would say that this defense is a little bit better than we thought it would be coming into the season. And the main reason is because where we had our biggest concerns, and that's the defensive tackle spots, that's actually been, by and large, a strength of this defense so far this year. And so if that was your biggest concern coming in, that's a good thing that the biggest concern has actually been pretty good. I mean, are they elite? No. Are they pretty good, even on an ACC level? Yeah, I think so. I think that's they've played now with the consistency through 3 weeks where you've started to see some things. Week 1, there was still some rough edges, and there still are here and there, but they've played pretty well. I think there's some concerns in the secondary right now as they play against some better teams that may cost them a little bit down the line. That's maybe not quite as good in the secondary as what the hope was coming into the year, but up front, I think they're better than we projected.
And to your point, that pays dividends. But we talked about quarterback for Richmond, Wickersham, and how he was a threat. He had done everything for them. He finished with minus 20 yards rushing. And I understand sacks are included in there, snacks too. We've seen quarterbacks have time to eat snacks in the pocket and still make plays. But obviously he got banged up and drilled there. He almost got himself killed. But that's the difference for me is Carolina being able to stop what you know is coming, and that's not always been the case either. And we saw a lot of that yesterday. They basically shut down Richmond's main guy. You cut the head off the snake or the head off the spider, and they really had nothing left for Carolina. But your thoughts on how they were able to handle that dual threat when we've seen that dual threat be a problem for every team for years?
Well, Jason was talking about the interior of the defensive line in particular looking really good. And if you go back and look at some of those, look at the stat sheet on the defensive side of the ball, uh, Leroy Jackson, however Jason says it, uh, uh, he had 7 total tackles, 4 solo tackles on the interior of the defensive line. Those are numbers you just don't see from a defensive tackle spot. And there several other. Isaiah Johnson had 5 tackles, 2 of them solos. DeAndre Robinson had 4 tackles, 1 solo. Lewis Xavier, who we've not really seen play that much so far, had 4 tackles and 2 solos. So they are, holding their blocks and letting linebackers clean up, because the linebackers were 1 and 2 and 4 in total tackles yesterday. They're doing that. They're keeping the linebackers clean. But beyond that, they are getting off the ball. They're shedding blocks, and they're clogging up that middle and clogging up the interior. And plus, I thought Smith Velbert did a good job on the edge. And, of course, Melcart did a great job on the other side. Of course, he was more of the rush guy, and with Velbert setting the edge. You got a 282-pound guy setting the edge for you over there at 6'6", I guess. That's a good guy to make sure that nobody pushes that edge around. So shedding the blocks, I think, on the interior, the quarterback had nowhere to go. I mean, he just had nowhere to go up the middle, and they had the edges protected. So I think that's how they kept him in check. 3 linebackers, and probably one of them spying on that guy for the majority of the game. Those things probably also helped. But I am surprised at how well, everybody hopes when you have a situation like we had headed into the preseason that the guys on the defensive line can at least stay engaged and with the blocks and maintained, so that the linebackers can clean up. But they're doing more than that. They are making plays out there. So that's the thing I think that really helped North Carolina out as far as containing Wickersham.